From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for November 18th, 2016. I'm Seth Hawk.
And I'm Sarah Singletary. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University's Hawkins Hall is home to Troy's College of Education, but it is also home to the state of Alabama's Education Hall of Fame. This morning, 3 new members were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Justin Walker has a story.
The Alabama Educational Leadership Hall of Fame induction ceremony was held in Hawkins Hall on Friday as 3 new inductees were honored for their contributions to the education in Alabama schools.
So today was the induction ceremony of the Alabama Educational Leadership Hall of Fame. These are individuals who have been nominated and selected from throughout the state of Alabama who have made significant contributions to the field of education.
George Beasley, Katie Smith Campbell, and Sarah Fanning were inaugurated and received the honor of having a portrait that will be placed on the Hall of Fame wall located in the Jack Hawkins Jr. College of Education building. I spoke to 2 of the inductees to get their thoughts on receiving this prestigious honor.
This is a tremendous honor, and what it means is that I am being recognized for the work that I have done over the years in public education. I have advocated for public school funding, I've advocated for children to have good teachers, and I've advocated for that for them to get a good foundation, and this is just recognizing all of that work.
I began my career after I graduated at the university in 1970 in the spring, and I took off while my children were born and young, but I have been in this business for over 40 years. It's a tremendous honor, and I'm extremely humbled.
With today's ceremony, Mr. G.B. Beasley, Miss Sarah Fanning, and Miss Katie Smith Campbell are a part of the 44 inductees into the Alabama Educational Leadership Hall of Fame. Reporting from Hawkins Hall, Justin Walker, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Portraits of all of the members of the Alabama Education Hall of Fame hang on the walls of the lobby of Hawkins Hall. Inductions are held every 2 years.
Prospective students at Troy University's Montgomery campus had the chance to check things out in a special open house yesterday. Jordan Nelson has the details from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Troy University's Montgomery campus held College Affordability Day on Thursday, an opportunity for prospective Trojans to save a little cash.
What today does for them is it gives them an opportunity to have all their educational records evaluated, and if everything's in place, everything that we need, we have the opportunity to waive their application fee.
While Troy's application fee may seem small when compared to some other universities, Collins says that the application fee is the deciding factor for some students when determining if college is an option.
Personally, I've had people call me and have asked me if there was any way to have an application fee waived. And believe it or not, it was one of the reasons why someone either would be able to or not be able to attend. And for an undergraduate student, that means saving them $30, and for a graduate student, that's $50 savings.
Over 50 people responded to the invitation sent out by Troy's Montgomery campus and were able to receive help with the application process.
So the process is, getting them to submit the application and then working with them so we can evaluate. So, if they've created a profile, a day like today gives them an opportunity to bring all their information in, let us evaluate it, let them know what it is they need to be fully eligible to attend classes beginning in term 3 or the fall or the spring semester at the main campus.
The next College Affordability Day is planned for April of 2017. In Montgomery, Jordan Nelson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
If you missed out on the open house but still are interested in enrolling at Troy Montgomery's campus, you can find all the information you need by visiting the university's website at troy.edu.
People often send postcards to share a holiday or vacation with friends and family back at home. But a collection of vintage postcards are now making a trip of their own across the state for Alabama's bicentennial celebration. Chelsea Law shows us the display.
Anyone recognize this building in the photo? This is what is now Troy University back in 1887. On Thursday night, friends, family, and faculty got together to celebrate Wade Hall's book of postcards.
Today we're really excited because we have here the book that is part of the Wade Hall postcard collection. This is Greetings from Alabama, and a lot of the postcards that are in this incredible collection are right here in the book, and we're here to celebrate this with members of the Hall family and friends of Wade Hall, because this is such an important collection that we've been able to bring to Troy, and then we have a book that accompanies it.
There was a brief presentation in the beginning of the celebration where many people recounted their memories of Mr. Hall. Afterwards, a small reception was held where people got to actually look through this much anticipated book.
This represents his passion for these old picture postcards, and he collected over 10,000 of them. And they're really an insight. They're little windows into Alabama and what Alabama looked like at a certain time, some places that are no longer here, some places that are still here. Just fascinating, really captures history.
Pictures of these postcards, like you see here of old 3 Notch Street, are posted in the library for people to marvel at and to be transported to a world of the past. Chelsea Law, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The display will make its way across all of Troy's Alabama campuses over the next few months.
You know, when some people send postcards, is it because they've made a trip to some exotic locale, or do they just want to brag about it?
Well, good question, Seth. But recently, women's head basketball coach Chanda Rigby made a trip to a not-so-exotic locale, but to her, it was a trip worth writing home about. The Troy women's basketball team added a seat to the bench for their exhibition game against Union-Nassau, a seat reserved for local farmer Mary DeBose. The reason DeBose was here in Trojan Arena instead of over in her farm was a part of a farm swap. DeBose spent some time with the women's basketball team playing coach, but it didn't stop there. Rigby also traveled to DeBose's farm to spend some time with the cows. And while Rigby does spend most of her time back in Trojan Arena, she's no stranger to life on the farm.
I did grow up on a dairy farm. I did grow up, I've driven a tractor before, but nothing nearly as like this. This is a very high tech, a great experience. But I am used to being around cows and land, but it's been so many years, over 25 years since I've been back and done anything on the farm. So this was a great reminder of what it's like, the core of America, who's out feeding America.
And Rigby wasn't the only one who came into the swap with some prior experience. As it turns out, DeBose has played a little basketball herself.
Well, in high school I played ball and I was the defensive person and got to play the box and one, and I was the one, so I learned a few things like watch the waist. The waist doesn't lie. Where the ball goes, the waist goes. Follow the waist, you won't get faked out. It was great going back and getting to see basketball and be a part of that. She really made me feel part of the team. The team was great welcoming me.
Rigby is back to the court again. As a matter of fact, she will be traveling to Dothan on Monday for a special home game. Jamal will have the details of that game coming up in sports.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Welcome, Trojan fans, into another edition of Trojan Sports. Originally last night before the game, I had another introduction in mind, a happier one, filled with energy, but last night's football game was one that just takes the wind out of your sails. With so much on the line, the Trojans came up short against the Red Wolves. William McCarthy has the highlights.
It was the battle of the unbeatens in the Sun Belt for the second time in 5 days for Troy as they welcomed the reigning Sun Belt Conference champions Arkansas State to Veterans Memorial Stadium with the Sun Belt Conference title at stake. But in this game, the Trojans could not take the title away from the Red Wolves in a 35-3 loss on senior night.
Thought they outcoached us, outplayed us. Thought they were mentally and physically tougher than us. We did not do a good job as a football program, as coaches included, of drowning out the noise. And I told you that on Monday. Can we drown out the noise? And tonight's the first time we have not answered the bell all season. And at the end of the day, we're 8-2, and we got one conference loss, and we've got to put it to bed and come back and regroup. You know, I don't think it's hard to regroup.
The Trojans couldn't match the same intensity level as the Red Wolves. But the players tell me this loss doesn't make or break the team. It's just a learning curve they'll have to get over.
I mean, this game is over. It's behind me as of now. I'm pretty sure it's behind the rest of the guys as well. We'll probably start tomorrow focusing on Texas State.
Prepare, you know. That game didn't make or break us. You know, we have 2 more games left. You just got to come strong next week, prepare. You know, each and every day is the grind. You just got to prepare because, you know, that game didn't make or break our season, and we still can finish strong.
You know, this team knows what's at stake. You know, we know we have to win. You know, we know we're already bowl eligible. We're obviously not ranked no more, but you know, we still got to win the last 2 games to get us to 10-2. I don't know when's the last time we had double-digit wins at Troy, so that's what we're working on, and now working on getting a good groove going into the bowl game.
Troy scored its only points of the game on a 43-yard field goal made by Ryan Kay in the first quarter. In the loss, junior quarterback Brandon Silver saw his streak of games with a passing touchdown end at 12, while junior running back Jordan Chun saw his streak of 7 games with a rushing touchdown come to an end as well. William McCarthy, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
There are good days, and then there are days or nights in this case like last night. The Cards don't always fall in your favor 24/7, 365, but the Trojans will look to bounce back when they tangle with the Texas State Bobcats November 26th. And the football team wasn't the only Trojan loss last night. The Trojan men's basketball team fell short in their first road game of the season last night in Birmingham. The Trojans fell to UAB 74-51 in a tough shooting night for Troy as the team shot just 29% from the floor on 19 of 71 shooting. Despite the shooting issues, Troy kept it close defensively. The Blazers finished with 18 turnovers and 13 personal fouls. Kevin Baker led in scoring with 12 points on the night, and Devin Walker pulled down 11 rebounds. Up next, Troy will see a familiar foe again as the Trojans will travel to Charleston, Illinois to complete the home-and-home series with Eastern Illinois. Troy won the first matchup just this past Monday, 70-67. And after picking up their first win of the season and their first home game of the season, the Trojan women's basketball team has a slightly different home game coming up on Monday, one that's not being played in Trojan Arena. The women will host Thomas University on Monday in a matchup played in the Dothan Civic Center. According to head coach Chanda Rigby, that game is an opportunity to get some new fans interested in Trojan women's basketball.
We're so excited. Next Monday on the 21st of November, we're playing our home game at the Dothan Civic Centers. It is a friends raiser for us in the community of Dothan, very important to Trojan, to our following. And we want to build more friends. We want to educate them as much as possible that we are the Sun Belt Conference champion. We have a great product to put on the floor, and we're coming their way. Please be there 6 o'clock in the Dothan Civic Center next Monday.
The women will take on Thomas University Monday night at 6 p.m. at the Dothan Civic Center, like Coach Rigby just said.